Hey there, everyone. It's Coach Adessa again, speaking out to you along yet another commute and letting you know that you were in my thoughts and any encouragement or messages that I wish to provide you that could support the desire to one day, if not 2 days, just take the wheel. Just allow yourself to sit in the driver's seat of your life. Stop being a passenger. Stop being stuck in that darkness a little too long or resisting a little too tight. Just embrace that opportunity in front of you. Today and in this moment, I really would like to provide an emphasis and clarity on my words of encouragement to slow down. And I realize that there's this trend of confusion that seems to exist in what I mean by that encouragement. And I say that because there seems to be a lot of ongoing hesitation in giving yourself permission to slow down. And I realize that you all may feel in a lot of ways that you've slowed down long enough and that the whole point is being tired of being who where you are. So what could I possibly mean? Like, in our discussions, maybe there's a yes me going on where you don't feel confused. You feel like it makes sense. Slow down. She's telling us to slow down. Well, we should slow down. But then in each moment, it's like chaos is still there. The racing thoughts are still there. The obstacle course is still right in front of you. The struggle bus rides around the corner, or the roller coasters that we go through day in and day out. Whichever it is, life sucks 75% of the time. I am not walking, let alone running, so I can't even think of what else I could do to slow down. That's what is making sense to me in terms of what could be behind this like, oh my goodness, slow down. So for clarity, when I'm saying slow down, that doesn't just necessarily mean take a different approach to your effort in that way. It's not about staying in a place that feels like a sloppy mode, where you're either shutting down and isolating, or those of you that are kind of lazy, where you're lounging it off. You go to work if you're scheduled to work. If you're not working, you do what you want, when you want, how you want. Those cycles and patterns, the hamster wheel, whichever analogies and visuals we've come up with, because each of you definitely have a different nickname or a different vibe with me. But you know what I'm saying. It's like when you're going through that, and you just feel like you're not getting anything done. You got the attempts of multitasking, attempts to catch up, attempts to get organized, attempts. Then you start feeling like those attempts aren't getting you anywhere or far enough, and it just feels like I said, like you're on a treadmill or a hamster wheel, like it's just not moving. It's just fuming out. That leads to burning out over time. That leads to thoughts of failure. That leads to thoughts of what's the point. That leads to thoughts of why bother. So when I'm saying slow down, what I'm speaking to is your your mind. I'm speaking to how you are running with your racing thoughts and how it is impacting your actions and efforts, because your decisions are so impulsive that it's not as valuable as that 5 second rule before the mind even has time to torture you. It's not the same as that type of instinctively responding to something, impulsively just running from one thought to the next. All these inconclusive, or these seeds being planted of these rhetorical questions that don't have answers, and then you're giving permission for your internal or external demon slash critic, whichever word you identify with best as you've known, that are just taking your permission to uh, respond to those rhetorical questions. So it goes from them kind of strategically placing the stressors and the whatever else they can get up in that racing of thoughts, and then you're looking for these answers, these rhetorical questions, meaning that those answers come from discovering it through life, finding your answer. And these thoughts just keep running and running and running. And like I said, the critic slash demons waiting for permission to just tell you whatever it can. And then you play off of that, because that's where it starts to feel more comfortable, because that race starts to slow down a bit in your head. When you're going with satisfying this critic slash demon, then it's going to torture you a bit less. It's like, all right, we're going to start giving this script now. So then you're being guided by this critic slash demon into this scripted approach to living your life, and you're following its lead, and it's keeping you where and how it desires for you to be, because that's in the critic slash demon's best interest, not yourself. You don't know yourself well enough in those times. It's not, that's what I mean by unintentional. That's what your internal wars are looking like. And so when I'm encouraging the slow down, it's to encourage you to be able to get to the position of hearing yourself, to be able to get to the position of knowing the difference between the mind war and the core. Um, it's to acknowledge, holy moly, I'm having racing thoughts. And even at times that the mind is running fastest, you can't even hear those thoughts. You just feel so much pressure in the chest, in the head. And I'm not talking about saying that everybody has panic attacks. I'm saying that it really just turns into, like, the mind is running, but it's running so fast that all you can hear is the breath of somebody on a treadmill that runs fastest in the gym, and you would never run like that. Like those ones are, that's all you can hear in your head. It's just like, and the thoughts are just going so fast that you can't even see or hear it anymore. And so whenever I am sensing that, and or hearing it myself from being synced with you and my gifts and abilities wise, being able to just be with you in that moment, I'm providing that direct uh, guidance to say, in this moment, you need to breathe through the storm. You need to catch yourself. So you need to slow down. You're running with this, and you're going too far, too fast. You need to slow. You need to slow. You're gonna stumble. You're gonna this. You're gonna that. That's what's actually being said. So anytime I say, please slow down, please slow down, it's not saying don't rush the process. It's not saying, like, hey, just remember this is a journey, and I told you it takes one moment at a time. You're not just gonna get through this obstacle course like an American Ninja Warrior. Like, it's not. That's not what I mean when I'm saying slow down. I'm not assuming that you're not getting it and that you don't understand that there's a reason that I say that I'm going to say very frugal, because you're investing in yourself and you really need to get to the other side. And I want you to be dedicated to all that hard work and motivated in that way, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not where I'm going with it. I'm saying, whoa, you're not even here right now. You can't even think right now. You can't even feel right now. You can't process through any of this at all right now. Slow down, slow down, slow down. If you stop engaging the race and taking a break from joining that running process, you would find that you still have all of the limitations that allowed you to have the opportunity to cross my path, but you would have the strength to see past that particular time. You would have the strength to see a gradual shift away from that cycle where the same things keep happening over and over again in different ways, but no different outcomes. Just this, did this again, I responded that way again, like that. You'll see a shift in that direction. You would start to see a shift because you wouldn't be joining the script in the same ways. Yes, you're going to still have moments. You're going to still, it's a whole road. There's a lot that I have to support you healing through and going through before the other side is really what's right in front of you. But when you keep joining the race, the critic slash demon is getting a charged up energy from you. And that is why your energy drains through the process, and why the scattered and the whole overall experience continues in the way that it does. So when you slow down, you're disengaging, which in return is not empowering the wrong parts of you. And you're starting to have an opportunity to just be, and to just see and hear, and to be identifying all of the stuff that's just running around, and or to just get through the moment. If nothing else, at least you got through it instead of recycling it. So I hope that speaks a little bit better to you all. Bye for now.